Welcome back, fellow shop rats, to another one in our series on can we paint this truck for $500. In our last episode, we went ahead and sprayed that magic diamond hard water-based paint on this truck. Today I'm going to share my thoughts on this paint after having sprayed inside the cab, the door jambs, the inside of the doors, and now the outside of the cab. Don't go away.
This is My Cars Shop.
We've got all the masking taken off and we had some repairs to do down here, and I'll share that with you a little bit later in this video. But overall, what is my impression with this paint? Now, there's a context to this, right? This is a work truck. It wasn't intended to be a show truck. It was a just get it done, make it look decent, get it all one color. And I think we've accomplished that. There's definitely been some struggles with the paint. Some of that's probably because the nut behind the paint gun wasn't exactly adjusted right. The environment here is not great for this kind of product. I had problems with dry spray in a few spots. I fixed some of that. I had problems in other areas where it ended up with the runs, and I had to put some kaopectate in the paint gun to stop that. Just all kind of stuff going on. But I think overall, for what it looks like and for what it is, I think it was successful. Now, this Diamond Hard paint is $75 a gallon plus shipping, I believe, or was it $50 a gallon plus $25 shipping? I don't remember. It's in this playlist back in the beginning. You can go back and check that out. We're going to be well under our $500 mark. There's no question in my mind. We still have to paint the box. I don't have the box here. The truck is going back to my buddy's house. My Pro Street Dart GTS is coming, and the Oakland is going to be here to pull the oil pan off the motor and stuff like that. But that's not why you're here. I haven't had opportunity to get on the phone with my paint rep to find out what happened, but I didn't mention before, and it wasn't because I was avoiding it. I just forgot. We did have a half a gallon of paint that I was using that turned into basically mastitis. Now, if you don't know what mastitis is, for people that aren't around dairy farms, like runny cottage cheese, I don't know what happened to that paint. I thought maybe it was because it froze, but I opened the other gallon, which was brand new, and that was fine. So I don't think that was the issue. I do need to call my paint rep and find out what happened. Now, this truck has been here a year. We bought that paint a year ago. And I'd forgotten that the water-based paint I generally take in a house. I didn't do that, so it could be partly my responsibility. I am going to call the Magic Paint rep sometime this week and find out what happened. I'll share what he has to say. So, we may have lost, well, we used a half a gallon of sprayable on this, and we had used about a half a gallon of sprayable to do the doors and the inside of the cab and all that stuff. So we're into this paint job right now at about a gallon. We have a half a gallon left, which is enough to do the outside of the box. So I'm not concerned about that. And if I had to order another one, we would, but it is what it is. The nice thing is we're not switching gallons, so that when we paint the box, there's not going to be any variance in color between the box and the cab, because it's all coming out of the same gallon of paint. So those are my thoughts on this Magic Paint. I've got some paint touch-up work to share with you that I did earlier. I'm going to insert that footage here, and we'll take this out to the end of the video. So I've got it all reverse masked and everything so that we don't end up with any hard tape edges. This side doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, because those are both body lines, but these two are reverse masked, so you get a little feather. And I've got it sanded down, and we're just going to dust it in there and give it a couple coats, and once all of this graying stuff is gone, we're done. Just using my touch-up gun for this because it's just a little bit, not masking everything else off because it's just a little bit. This is all we're doing. Just coming in here. Getting a little. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then we'll hit it again. It's already a lot better than it was, though. The tricky part here is all the lighting makes it look all like it's not bright, and there's dark spots, and there's really not. It's just the shadows, and I'm not bothering to put a light here for this little thing. So Let that dry for, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, and then we'll hit it again. Let's go around the rest of the truck though. There's definitely some dry spray here and there, but in this shop, that's the best we're going to do, especially with a product that I'm still learning. It's one of those yet it either is too dry or it runs kind of products. Definitely not perfect, but I think it looks pretty respectable, all things considered. I went this morning and unmasked everything, got everything all cleaned up, sanded out some runs and touched up those spots, not with paint, but just blended it in. So yeah, I think she looks pretty good. Let's go back here. So I think we used about a gallon of sprayable material at this point to do this much of the truck. We still have a box to do that won't be getting done until spring. The hood is going to be satin black, I believe, and he's putting an older bird bath hood on it. And there we go, just like that. That's all touched up. A little bit of feather spray in there. We can go back and sand that down later after it dries, but I'm happy with that, the way it looks now. So it's not perfect, not intending it to be. It's a work truck, but I think it looks pretty darn good. And yeah. So next on this truck, it gets loaded in the car trailer. The Oakland comes here, and this gets taken to my buddy's house. The GTS comes back. I probably already said that. The GTS will spend the rest of the winter in the trailer. He'll start working on getting what he wants done to it. He's going to put all new rubber and door seals and window seals and windshield and sliding back glass, and all that stuff is going to get done to it. And we'll share updates with you as we go forward. There has been some talk of maybe me doing some of that work. We'll see where everybody's at as things go forward. But the next step on this project is to get the box here. I've got a roll around dolly that we can put that on, and we will get that box cleaned up, repaired, and painted, and hopefully do that in quick order. I don't want to drag that out, especially seeing what happened with that paint. I'm concerned about that. I'm going to take that paint in the house to make sure that it wasn't the freezing issue, but we lost a half a gallon, as I mentioned. So that's going to do it for this one. Drop your comments, your criticisms, your thoughts, your prayers. Any questions you might have, drop them down there in the comments. I always try to respond to the things that everybody says. Sometimes it takes me a while, but we do get it done eventually. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one. Rock!